But Dad, isn't it time for illegal ham interface? But bro, where's the banjo?
Some Cleveland sports shows try to give you hot takes, but only one can give you a big old piece of hot ham. Welcome to Illegal Ham to the Face. Talking all Cleveland sports. And don't forget our Fat Boy Tuesday, where we also ham it up with some fun food topics. Without further ado, let's serve up some ham. Here are the Ham Boys, Fatty, and Big Bri.
What is going on, everybody? I am that fat guy, Jared Fatty Bates. I am here with my cohorts tonight, Big Bri.
Hey, man. Hey, Sherry.
And Sherry is here also.
Hello. Happy Tuesday.
Right. It is. It's Fat Boy Tuesday, and I can't wait to get into Fat Boy Tuesday. We were going to be talking food trucks tonight, so I cannot wait for that. Sherry is in charge of our comments, so you'll see her.
Beware
already. Chris is here already. We got Justin here already. We got James here already. We do have a huge announcement coming up here a little bit later, but we also like to give our big announcement with two of our sponsors. One is hkeehl and Erie APA, who sponsors our show and sponsors from the beginning. Can't thank him enough. The LTC 8-ball, the World Championship qualifier, is going on right now. And also got to thank City Dogs Cleveland. We do have a new dog, a new trivia tonight it's Fatty's turn to ask Big Bri, and it's going to be a West by God, Virginia trivia night. Can't wait for that. Bri's kind of nervous. I can see it already on his face.
A little bit. Nope.
And it mostly has to do with banjos, Bri. So as long as you know your banjos.
Okay.
Banjos and hot dogs. As long as you know those, you're good to go.
That second one's a given.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, it is true. All right. But our show is brought to you by those two. Please, if you guys can, if you want to join a pool league, go join hkeehl and Erie APA. He's amazing. He's got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now with tournaments, but summer session is going. Fall will start up soon. And also, please go adopt a dog from City Dogs Cleveland. They just had their 5K this weekend, which turned out great. Big Bri drinking some moonshine. He is not. He's drinking Mama's lemonade. That is
Spiked lemonade.
That's Lily's lemonade that Bri is drinking right now. I'll promote big fella. You can catch Lily's lemonade here in Medina, and it is delicious.
Justin.
And here it goes with the hot dog as a taco. I told you, Justin, you're going to wait a couple weeks until we get Nick Weary on here, and he is going to pound you into the ground. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for that. Oh, Bri. All right, so Bri, you missed Fat Boy Tuesday last week when we were talking underrated foods, and I want to get you real quick. Do you have a underrated food before we start our show?
So the one that I kept coming back to last week when I was doing some show prep was Uncrustables. They're just, something about them. I know it's just a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which we all love. But, you don't have to put any work into it. You just open it up. Sometimes you eat it cold. You pop it in the microwave for 20 seconds. Eat it on the golf course. Eat it on the go. It's just, that was the one underrated food that kind of came to mind. It's not fantastic. You're not going to go to a restaurant and order it or anything like that. But it's just solid every time you have it.
He likes traditional peanut butter and jelly.
I'm a fan. You know what? They missed the boat. They need to get some chunky peanut butter, I think. Is the only complaint that I might have. There's some peanuts in there or something. Why not?
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Got to get some chunky peanut butter in there. I don't know why everybody loves it. Yeah.
Anybody want to adopt a poodle? He's now for adoption.
I will take a poodle.
He's a big poodle.
No, my dog would eat a poodle.
But he's a big poodle.
He's a little.
Okay.
He's like 50 pounds of poodle.
Okay, well then never mind.
You're thinking like little teacup poodles, bro.
No, wait.
Well,
Can I show
that's
him?
what our
Here.
that's what our next door neighbors have,
Come here.
and my dog wants to eat it, and so we had to put a fence on top of our fence to prevent our dog from jumping over and attacking it.
That's
Oh yeah, that's
That's a big ass poodle.
that's
Thank
not
you.
a little toy poodle there.
No,
Uh-huh.
he
All
eats
right.
toy poodles. Not really. He's scared of them.
All right, so let's go through the rundown this week. We're going to talk a little bit of NBA Finals. We are going to talk a little bit of guards tonight. We're going to talk Browns minicamp and going to the Greenbrier in West Virginia. We're going to talk, let's see, our food trucks tonight, which Sherry brought to us for Fat Boy Tuesday. And then our top three will be go-to resorts, which I can't wait for that. I brought that up because of the Greenbrier, because it is definitely a prestigious place there. And I am surprised they're letting the Browns actually go there and practice, which kind of shocks the crap out of me because, like, that place, Brian, you want to talk about, like, uppity up fancy? That place is uppity up fancy. So we'll talk about that. Do we have any shout outs tonight? Brian, shout out for you.
Yeah, I'll just shout out, just piggyback what I was talking about last week. I had, an unbelievable weekend, seeing family and friends. My brother and his family were in town. We threw a surprise 40th birthday party for him out of the Thirsty Cowboy here in Medina. And just seeing everybody, it was just, sometimes you have to take a step back and just realize how blessed you are. And just the love that everyone showed us this weekend. It was something that was very overwhelming and very humbling. And so, yeah, any family and friends out there that are listening, I love you. I thank you for putting in the effort to come out to the 16th annual Don Loveless Invitational, and this year we raised more money for the Multiple Myeloma Research Foundation than we have ever in the past. So we're setting records this year, and one guy, thank you. Yeah. I mean, nothing that I did, but everyone else for opening their wallets up. One guy who has come and played for several years now, his dad is actually going through treatment for multiple myeloma, and my brother was talking to him a little bit, and there was talk of a potential cure for multiple myeloma over the next year, maybe 2 years or so. So you hear about curing cancer. I mean, that's a very exciting thing to hear. And so, yeah, it just kind of filled my heart up. So, yeah, so a lot of smart people out there doing a lot of hard work. So we all appreciate everything.
That's awesome, Bri. That's great news.
Yeah.
Plus,
plus you
beat the record last year. That's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, it was unbelievable.
As your science correspondent, if you know of what the study's called and you could pass it on to me, I'd love to look that up and translate for you guys.
I don't. So my brother was talking about, this is third hand now. I'm just just hearing what he was talking about like folding proteins, if that makes any sense to you.
Yes. Lots of sense.
So yeah, so that was just hearing him talk a little bit about that. That was very exciting to hear. I mean, for everybody. I mean,
oh, absolutely.
The wave of the future.
All right. Sherry, do you have any shout outs?
Shout outs. Let's see. I guess primarily Twitter shout outs. I got one for Roger because Roger's awesome. Shout out to Roger.
All right. I got some shout outs. It's going to be a little bit long. It's going to be winded. First shout out, Chris Spann, my brother from another mother, my brother-in-law. His birthday is going to be this weekend. Also, happy Father's Day weekend to all the fathers out there, Bri. Even you, your pup dad now.
There you go.
Happy Father's Day to everybody that is out there. Also, my beautiful boys, Alex and Charlie, I love you. Happy 10th birthday coming up. I cannot believe my kids are turning 10, which is crazy, Bri. We're going down to Mohican, and we're going to have some fun down there in the sun with Mohican. So I want to shout them out, and we might as well, while we're here on shout outs, make the huge announcement. We have teamed up again with Melt Bar and Grill and Independence. And Brian and I are about to have some fun. October 22nd, during the Browns versus Colts, which is an away game, we will be doing a pregame show at Melt Bar and Grilled in Independence, brought to you by City Dogs Cleveland. They will be setting up a tent there. There will be dogs there. There will be beer specials. There will be food specials. There will be 2 fat guys and a girl talking sports, possibly more. I know the Lyman Lounge will be there. I believe Casey is coming up. Peter Tellup
Cool.
from the Voice of Land podcast will be there. I'm trying to get Always Positive Jay there. Gab Goody is coming also. We are going to have a star-studded event there for a pregame show viewing party afterwards. There is going to be cornhole set up. There is going to be, like I said, beer specials, everything else. Please stay tuned. That is October 22nd, Browns versus Colts. And come out and hang out with us. We're going to have a great time there. We have booked half of that restaurant just for us, Brian. The party room and the back room behind the party room is just for us. The outside, we'll be setting up a tent for City Dogs out front to where they will be giving away stuff there. Also, donations to City Dogs Cleveland will be going on because we will be talking to Melt about a dine to donate like we did for your multiple myeloma, Bri. We will do again for City Dogs Cleveland. So that is the big announcement right now that we have got going on. Please come out and join us. We will be keep saying it from here until October. Come out and have a great time with us. Bri, we're going to have a blast watching the game together because it's not that often you and I get to watch a game together, brother.
Should be a blast. I mean, hopefully we're 5-0, 6-0 at that point, and it's just one big party.
From your lips to God's ears, Bri. From your lips to God's ears.
Crazier things have happened.
I know they have. But hey, at least it's going to be a fun time there. Oh, by the way, Bri, the illegal ham to the face sandwich will also be there. So you can come and have an illegal ham to the face. And it won't be me or Bri. It'll be a sandwich smacking you right in the jaws. So today is June 12th again. Did I mess up?
Today's the 13th.
Did I mess up on the... Yeah, that's what
yeah, 13th. You got it.
Oh, shut up, Ed. Ed's got me all flustered now.
I know, me too. I'm all confused.
I'm confused.
Edward, be good.
All right. So that was our big announcement. Bri, are you excited? Because I'm super pumped.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can get together with Browns fans and watch a Browns game, I mean, that's what it's all about. Come together, have fellowship. Hopefully it's a win. Hopefully it's a good showing by our Browns. And, I mean, at this point, you have to feel good about our chances in that game. So, yeah, let's just keep the momentum rolling from the start of the season. And, yeah, like I said, hopefully undefeated. Maybe they lose one, but, yeah, high hopes for that one.
Fingers crossed on that one.
Fatty, are you going to disclose what your sandwich is? Because look what Drew's already speculating.
Drew. Now
that's been done.
That's been done.
Yeah, that's the Roman burger.
Hey, when you're getting an illegal ham sandwich, you're getting all the ham and all the pork, baby. We don't mess around on our side. And I can't go into detail what it is, but when you're
not yet,
when you see it, your heart's going to flutter, probably because of minor heart.
Your coronaries, yeah, your coronaries.
It's not good for your colon. Yeah, right, Sherry. Not very good for your colon. All that
your colon's going to be angry at you, but it's okay. There's meds out now.
There we go. Stuff some in your purse, please.
Oh, I'm fully loaded with antacids and whatnot.
Yes, he is. I told her to bring Pepto on the 22nd. I'm like, you got to bring at least 2 quarts.
I got an arsenal that would make anybody's Jewish grandmother proud.
Oh my Lord, I love this guy. I had a bacon peanut butter on bacon earlier. That's
wow, it does.
All right, well,
my mind is blown.
Ed, I got 900 things going on. I'm so sorry that
Edward. Just put him in the corner.
Not all of us are, on point with language right now. I'm a little dyslexic. It's all right.
It's okay.
Close. Close,
Close
right?
enough.
That out. So,
Yeah.
all right. So, you guys ready to get in trivia?
Sure.
I know Bri is.
Bri.
Bri is. And the awkward pause before I find the video.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, big fella, it is trivia time, which trivia is brought to you by City Dogs of Cleveland. And we do have a new pup today from City Dogs of Cleveland. And his name, Bri, is Nimbus. And Nimbus is a special needs dog, Bri. He is deaf. All right.
Okay.
That doesn't stop him because he was the star of the show at the 5K this weekend. Look at this beautiful pup, Nimbus.
Beautiful
He
boy.
knows hand signals. He knows everything. He is potty trained. So let's go through. He is smart and treat motivated. He will even work for kibble. He's 100% potty trained.
Wow.
He is crate trained. He is a quiet dog and does not bark, but he does let out the occasional brief scream, right, which is not a usual trait for a deaf dog. He is proficient in many sign commands already. Watch me, good job, sit, touch, drop it down, give ball, and loose leash walking. He gets better every day with place, stay, come down, and checking in. Just tap one of his shoulders, point your eyes, and he is ready for instructions. Balls, toys, rope are his life. If you drop him, he'll get kibble and then throw him again. During play, he gets excited and can be a little rowdy. He is for big kids only, people. Big kids only. Don't want a little one knocked around with this guy. Look at that face, Bri. Oh, my Lord. It's so hard. She's like, I'm going to give you this one because this is going to be tough. He is good at self-entertaining. He has lots of energy and lots of fun. He is still a young adult, estimated to be around 2 years old and 50 pounds. And like I said, he is a special needs pup. He is deaf. So if you've worked with a deaf animal before, please go adopt Nimbus from City Dogs Cleveland. Let me put up the loop down here at the bottom where you can get a hold of them. And you never know, Bri. I believe in, what did Beth tell me? I think she said in a couple weeks he is going to be at Shooters on the Water this Sunday from 12:30 to 2:30. So if you're interested in adopting him, you can go catch him at Shooters on the Water. They will be there. So, Bri, that is our dog of the week this week.
Cool. He's adorable. Yeah, who wouldn't love a pup like that?
I know, right?
The whole scream thing, though, you gotta warn. That's a good warning. A random scream. I could just see it
I'm interested
happening.
to hear it.
Yes, me too. At like 3 a.m, all of a sudden. Like,
Does he sound like a goat?
Like the Tennessee goat? Like that's
Yeah. He's just yelling.
Just yelling.
Make him that much more cool.
Exactly.
Oh my God. All right, Ed. I just sorry you like to celebrate June 12th where OJ killed 2 people. Ed, I am telling you, it's Jesus Lord. Ed is just bashing me today, Bri.
He
It's
sure
all right.
is.
It's one of those days. Got to take it.
I guess I'm going to take. Hey, how about this? We have a wonderful little picture on here that Justin gave us last time, and let's just might as well just keep throwing that up here every week. All right, sorry, Ed. Sorry, I'm not as good as you are. All right, let's get into our trivia. Bri, our trivia, like I said, is brought to you by City Dogs of Cleveland. Now, Bri, I told you I was going to give you some West by God, Virginia trivia, and here it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Greenbrier, where your Cleveland Browns will be doing part of their training camp, is one of the oldest resorts in the United States. First off, Bri, What year was it founded? Okay.
Okay.
Second off, and this is a fun trivia fact, there has been multiple presidents there, but what was the last active president that stayed at the Greenbrier? There has been 26 presidents that have stayed there.
Wow.
Justin.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm not even switching over to the comments right now because
Don't.
I start giggling because
Don't do it.
I start giggling, and is Justin and Ned getting all together with it?
No, it's Justin. He said he's going to make me one.
Oh,
Like a
that's
picture.
right. Oh,
Yeah.
Also, shout out to Justin, guys. Finish Line Creamery. Justin has started his empire. Finish Line Creamery
Sweet.
up and running, and he sold his first ice cream. So shout out, Justin.
Awesome.
That is
Absolutely.
Maybe you could sponsor Fat Boy Tuesday once you get big time. All right.
Living the dream.
I know, right? All right, Sherry. I'm going to boot
I
you
work
off,
for ice cream. Okay, sure.
and I will see you for Fat Boy Tuesday. All right, big fella. We got some news to get into. First off, why don't we get into what's going on here? The NBA Finals are first and foremost right now, Bri. The NBA Finals were won by the Denver Nuggets 4-1 over the Miami Heat. You had Nikola Jokic. Am I saying that right? Sounds right.
Nikola Jokic.
Nikolai.
You were close on the first name and close on the last name. So Jokovic is a tennis player.
Yeah, they're all the same. Any Hooters. All right. So
you asked. I wasn't going to say no. I'd let it fly, but I knew you were talking about.
All right. You know who I'm talking about. Won the MVP. Of course, he averaged, I'm pretty sure he close averaged a triple-double throughout the entire playoffs, didn't he?
Darn near.
Bri, next question is he the best basketball player right now? I mean, everybody keeps talking about like Steph Curry and all that stuff, and he has flown under the radar for so many years playing for Denver. I mean, he's won 2 MVPs now, and now a NBA Finals MVP. And not much more can be said, right?
Yeah, to be honest, it's probably long overdue. He's probably been the best player in the NBA at least the last couple of years. But yeah, he's a foreigner. He plays in Denver. He's a big man. He doesn't have these flashy half-court shots or dunks like LeBron has or Giannis or something. But yeah, I'd be fine calling him the best player in the world right now. He certainly has the hardware to back it up, especially now. And he's just, I mean, if you sit down and watch a game, he just impacts the game in so many different ways. And a lot of it's on offense. So if you want to poke holes in his game a little bit, you could say he's not a great defensive player, but pretty sure Steph Curry is not a great defensive player. Like, we were trying to get him on Kyrie Irving, and Kyrie drained it right in his face. If anybody needs a reminder on that. But yeah, Jokic is just, I mean, what he does is unbelievable. His knowledge for the game, his ability to pass as a big man is something like we've never seen before. And just his unorthodox shot, like you can't even really contest it because he shoots it like from behind his head. And yeah, it throws everybody for a loop. It throws all these analysts, all these NBA experts for a loop because he was a second-round pick. Nobody thought he would be much of anything. He's not shredded. He's not on social media all over the place. He doesn't talk a whole lot. And so I think it's kind of cool, to be honest.
Yeah, because he's kind of one of those guys that just goes out and plays the game and has fun playing the game. And, sometimes everybody calls him dirty for a couple, like, dude, he's just playing. He's having fun. Let him play. I mean, it's a game to him, and he actually shows us. I mean, how many 7-footers do you see bringing the ball up, setting a pick and roll with their small forward or shooting guard from him being the guy running the ball? Like, I'm just sitting there watching him and Jamal Murray going, hold on, are they running a pick and roll backwards? Like, look at this. This looks weird as shit, but it works for him.
Yeah, it's honestly kind of a joy to watch him play. Just because he's not the norm that we've been used to, and that's been at times crammed down your throat. Talking about how this guy's one of the greatest because he did one thing. I mean, Jokic is he's slow and steady. He's been good for three of the 3 years in a row now. He's been one of the best players in the world, and maybe even longer. But yeah, happy for him. Happy for the Denver Nuggets fans. Certainly in Cleveland, we know the drought that they've been going through. You don't feel bad for them for as far as their football team goes, but as Nuggets fans go, we can sympathize with that position, and going almost 50 years without a title is, kind of cool to see somebody other than the Lakers and the Celtics win something.
Now, I got to ask you: is it because he's playing at Denver, he doesn't get to run? Like I know of him. Like I don't see him play that often because he plays in Denver. We're kind of East Coast; they're kind of mountain range, whatever. So we don't really get to see a lot of West Coast games for anything because they all start at like 10 o'clock at night. Is that why, like, for the East Coast bias and kind of looking at him? Because everybody's like, well, Giannis is, he's got to be the true. I'm like, well, I don't know, because this guy's actually really freaking good. And I think it's just because of that separation between if he was playing in LA or Boston or, heaven forbid, Miami or one of the bigger markets, I mean, he'd be a complete superstar right now. Like, I know he's a superstar, but I mean, like, face of the NBA superstar, not just kind of sitting back, just watching it.
I think it all has what to do with it. Everything I ran down, the fact that he's playing in Denver, the fact that he wasn't a high draft pick. We didn't get to see him dominate in college. He is a foreigner who doesn't talk a whole lot, and he's not making waves off the court ever. So I think everything just kind of plays into it. He probably prefers to kind of lay low and fly under the radar, and so our NBA media isn't quick to put him up on the pedestal. It's almost like you forget. I mean, if you go down the line for two-time MVPs, people that win the MVP back to back, it's a short list, and certainly you've heard of everybody else on that list. But the fact that some people are like, "Oh, this guy's kind of good," like, yeah, you're just kind of noticing that now, which I don't blame them. We don't have the time to watch all the Nuggets games on NBA League Pass, but it's the media. They'd rather hype up Steph Curry for the 13th straight year because look at his pregame half court shot that he's shooting or something like that, or hey, watch these threes that he made. Don't worry that he was 3 for 14. We're just going to show you the 3 spectacular ones that he hits. And it's just, as a lot of things in our society, the media, as we talked last week with the Myles Garrett and the Aaron Donald thing, the media controls so much. And if they choose to hype up one guy for being a great player, they will. And if they choose to pass on another guy, I mean, I kind of draw the comparisons to Mike Trout and Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez is damn near 100% the player that Mike Trout is, but Mike Trout plays in LA. Mike Trout's an American. He talks a lot.
Mike Trout he doesn't get the run that he should get. Mike Trout should be the face. Him and Shohei Ohtani should be the face of Major League Baseball. And you know something? They're not. Like, we know Mike Trout. Mike Trout will go down as one of the greatest baseball players of all time, and nobody will know it because they don't get to watch him play, because he doesn't make the playoffs, doesn't anything like that. Like, he is just one of those guys that, like, dare I say, Josh Gordon. Like, I mean, granted, he's not drug prone like Josh Gordon, but the talent is there, but he's just playing in a bad team that can't get to the playoffs. Like, I just don't understand it.
Yeah, winning is everything at times, and if you don't win, you're not going to get the run. And I mean, I think if you personally ask my opinion, I think baseball's kind of a dying sport. So, we'd rather talk about football 3 months before the season even starts than talk about June baseball. I mean, not just us, I'm saying the media and everything. So it'll be interesting the next month or so because there's not a whole lot of football going on. So it's kind of like you're forced to talk about baseball because maybe NBA free agency will be a topic or Wembanyama coming out. But it's that time of year where there's not a whole lot going on.
Well, and like with baseball though, I think they did change the game a little bit because of the pitch clock. Instead of dragging innings on, they're getting games done within 2 hours. From what they've been saying, that the attendance rate has been up because of that. People have been staying longer. I think with them doing the pitch clock and then the DH also in the National League for at least right now, I think that kind of saved baseball a little bit. But they still need to market themselves better, and they're behind the 8 ball on that one, Brian. They really are. And how do we go from NBA finals to talking to MLB?
It was one simple comparison. We could go back to talking the finals. The Nuggets were the best team all year long, and so it's kind of nice to see the team that's been the best all year long win a championship because they're deserving. And I think I saw they've won like 10 of their last 11 or 11 of their last 12 games. So that's pretty unbelievable. Now, they won't get the run like the Golden State Warriors did. But to have that run at the end of the playoffs to where they swept the LeBron and AD and the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and then they win the finals in 5 games. It's just it's something that we should all appreciate and probably won't get nearly the run that it should.
Yeah. It was, playoff. It was actually a really good playoffs, Brian. I mean, you weren't expecting Miami an 8 seed to get that far. And when they did, you realized who they were playing against. And it was like, I think Miami just spent their load just to get to the finals. And it showed. It really did show because Denver could pretty much do what they wanted to them once they started going. And a couple of those games, the very first game was the very first one to, lay out the line there. Like it's going to be either a gentleman's sweep or it's going to be 4-2 and we're going to go there. But I mean, it was nice to see none of the blue bloods, none of the powerhouses there. It was nice to see Denver. It was nice to see Miami. It was nice to see some different blood in the game, as you like to say it, Bri. Because, we don't get that often. I mean, we had how many straight years of just Golden State and Cleveland, and there was no if, ands, or buts. That's what it was going to be. And everybody's like, well, Cleveland didn't even get the first seed. Doesn't matter. You knew it was going to be Cleveland, Golden State in the finals, and there was nothing that was going to stop that. This year was kind of one of those years you didn't know what was going to happen, and it was kind of nice and, kind of showed a little bit more parity in the NBA, which I think the NBA needed.
Yeah, and this, honestly, I believe this could kind of start a little run for Denver, to where we might be talking about them as a dynasty in the next 4 or 5 years because the West is getting old. Now I know it's the NBA, so guys are going to be moving around like crazy, and John Morant with his issues in Memphis, who knows what the future holds there. But yeah, LeBron's getting older. The Warriors are getting older. They're not getting any better. So, and I think the Nuggets kind of have their core locked up for some time, and as long as you got Murray and Jokic, I think you're fine. But yeah, just the fact that they flew through the playoffs the way they did kind of lets you know that maybe they're on a different level than the other teams. And another takeaway that I have from these playoffs is it seems like the NBA's regular season has never been more irrelevant because you got the Heat in the play-in tournament making it all the way to the finals. You got the Lakers in the play-in tournament making it to the Western Conference Finals. I know the 1 seed, the team with the best record, ended up winning the whole dang thing. But all you have to do is get into the playoffs and then, see where the chips fall after that. So, yeah, I'm sure I'll get excited about the regular season next year with the Cavs and with our star players, but pump the brakes a little bit, I guess.
I guess so. Justin, you know how much of a hater Justin is, right, Bri?
Oh, he loves Michael Jordan and nobody else because
Yeah,
he's the greatest person to walk the earth.
he said LaFlop has requested a trade to Denver.
Oh, hey, I mean, so he's never requested a trade. But as far as joining up with super teams, it's hard to dispute that.
That's true. And then Ed brings in the heartbreak that will be happening at some point in time with Cavs basketball. Mitchell's going to leave Cleveland for New York, trade his ass now. That's been going on. Brian, we've been hearing that for now the past, good God, 3 weeks, because he was spotted at some playoff games, especially at New York, and high-fiving people and all that BS. And you know something? The NBA is a different breed, and those guys cheer for each other, especially friends. I don't know how to take it right now. Like Dolan said, enjoy it while you got it.
Sure.
Because I don't think he is the final piece for this team. I still think Mobley is the unicorn we're waiting him to be. And Bri, the great thing is about after this NBA Finals, the East is kind of blown up a little bit, brother. I mean, Boston's in shambles right now. They've been a great team. They're starting to figure out what they're doing. Miami Heat's got some questions now that they got to ask. Sixers are sitting there going, what are we going to do with everybody here? And then you got the Milwaukee Bucks, who have just been injured and decimated with injury this year. So, Cavs fans, there's an opening, and there is a solid opening if your guys can come together. And just say it right now, I expect the Cavs to be far in the final. Honestly, next year I expect them in the Eastern Conference Finals. And I expect...
Yeah. Go ahead if you want to finish your thought.
No, that's where I expect them to be next year. I mean, you've got your one time with New York. Granted, that didn't turn out the way you did. Obviously, you got your teeth kicked in by New York, by a team that actually just out-muscled you and just out-bullied you, out-muscled you, just outsmarted you every fact of the way. And that, I hope, is a turning point for this team to go, we should have beat them. That should have been us instead of Miami in the finals. That should have been us. And take that and run with it.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with, it's hard for me to move forward. I'm still looking in the rearview mirror. I'm still looking at that New York series just because it was, let's be honest, it was a major embarrassment. And they rubbed your nose in it. And it's not like the New York Knicks are the most physical team of all time. And, if you can just get past them, you'll be good. No, I mean, the word soft has been thrown around a lot lately. And I think it's due. I think until you prove to me that you can man up and you can push around guys who have been pushing you around, it's going to be hard for me to envision you, making a push, because it's I know they're young, and I know Mobley is maturing still. His body is still maturing, but yeah, I think there's a lot of factors to blame. The fact that we just got out muscled the way we did, and hopefully Kobe Altman realizes that you need more than 2 big men, which sounds crazy for me to say. I shouldn't be explaining this to him, but for some reason he thought that you could go into a playoff run with only 2 big men, and both of them are very slight. So a major blind spot for him. So he's got time to turn it around and to make changes. So I will judge him based on those changes.
All right, Bri. Chris has asked for it if he's ready to dance yet, and we got to get there, Bri, because it is time for your Cleveland headlines. All right, Bri. So your Cleveland headlines this week, we will start off with this one, Bri. I have dubbed us the Josh Naylor Superfan Show. Watching him hit home runs and everything else, I've actually been enjoying him more than anybody else on the guards right now. And I love it because he's a big fella, Bri. So he is now our number one fan of this show, Bri. And we will support Josh Naylor until either A, he gets injured, or B, he gets traded. So are you okay with that?
Yeah, I think he's having a good year. I think he's having a good season. His numbers back it up. He's kind of seems to be one of our more clutch guys. And my criticism of him in the past, always wanting to be the hero and swinging out of his shoes and his helmet coming off when he takes these big cuts trying to hit a home run. He still does that from time to time, but he's coming through more than anybody else on this team. So I don't know how you could have anything bad to say about him just based on judging him, looking at his other teammates and what he's doing. He's clutch this year, and let's just hope he can keep it up for the whole season.
All right, now the bats are starting to get hot for the guards, but Bri, we wanted to bring this question up before I get into the Brown stuff, as Sherry keeps stop messing with stuff, Sherry. Guards and what to do with Shane Bieber. It's been brought up all week, even last week. We had our little slump where we couldn't really hit a damn thing. Now we're starting to hit again. And it was brought up what to do with Shane Bieber, Bri. And our friend Always Positive Jay put a poll out and said, would you trade Shane Bieber for prospects or whatever? And I'm like, something, no. If I'm trading Shane Bieber, for once, I am getting a legit bat. I'm not getting a prospect bat. I'm not getting one of these other ones. I want a legit power hitter in this lineup for the first time, and I don't know how long, Bri. It feels like it's been 20 years since we've had like a legit power hitter in our lineup, and they've tried. I'm not saying they haven't tried. I mean, they tried with Edwin. They've tried with Franmil Reyes. They have tried with all these other guys that they have brought in, and it just hasn't worked. And I want a legit power hitter in this lineup, Bri. And I don't care whether it's from the right side or the left side. We just need somebody to protect Jose Ramirez, because I think Jose could be doing a lot better than what he is now if we did have a legit power bat in the lineup.
It sounds great. I would for sure take it. It's kind of, to me, like trying to, not to go back to our basketball conversation, but finding that 3-and-D wing guy that's 6'10". It's like everybody's kind of looking for the same thing, and we're looking for that. And I think Shane Bieber is a tremendous trade chip, but he only has a couple years left on his deal, so there's not going to be teams just throwing their huge power hitters at the Guardians who are locked up for 5-6 years. They're not going to be willing to trade him to the Guardians for Shane Bieber just because of the control. And that would be nice. So I think you're looking at, you can get the power hitter, but you might only be able to control him for, it might be a Donovan Mitchell type deal. You might only get him for a couple years. So are you going to be okay with that? Or do you want to play the long game and get the guy who you can maybe control for 5 or 6 years? And it seems that's the way the Guardians front office has been going, just trying to play that long game. But if you're trying to go all in for this year or next year, then you go look for that bat, because frankly, to me, Bieber hasn't been tremendous this year. He hasn't been the traditional Bieber that we're used to. He's been good, don't get me wrong, but I think you have other pitchers, if McKenzie can continue to progress, and with Savali coming back, and hopefully Quantrill can maybe turn it around a little bit and get some of that magic he had last year. I think you'll be fine with your starting pitching, so I'm not worried about just getting rid of him. But when you make trades in baseball, especially for the Guardians, who have to always have the cap in mind and how much money they're willing to spend, you have to be very, very careful. So, yeah, I'm with you. I want that big bat. I just, trying to think realistically, we could get him, but you might only have him for 1 year or maybe 2 years or something. So if you're okay with that, then go ahead and do it.
And, everybody's like, just it's Bieber. And I'm like, yeah, but if we didn't have McKenzie, Savali, all those guys behind Bri, I would be kind of more hesitant to it. Because like when we got rid of CC, there really wasn't much behind. When we got rid of Cliff Lee, there really wasn't much behind. It just seems like we churn out pitchers like crazy, but we can't find somebody to hit a ball 395 feet and do right field or left field or over the wall. Like we don't have a legit power bat. Like we have good batters, we have contact batters, but we don't have the guy that can actually change a game. And I want that guy that can change a game. I want that one batter. And even if it's Bri, even if he's in the minors right now getting ready to come up, that I would take that. But I need a legit. I don't need a project. I need a guy that has proven it right now. I don't need a guy that's 6'8" going, well, look at the size of him. He's like an Adonis, and then he still can't hit the ball. And it's like, okay, well, I'm glad he's big. Like Franmil was. Like now when Franmil hit the ball, crushed it. But how often do you hit the ball? And, I don't know. It's tough for us because we are a small market team. We got to kind of play within different rules of everybody, and especially with our pitchers, because that seems to get us the most back in trades. It's not really position players unless we get a Frankie or something like that. But I would hate to see him go, but I would understand if they had to get rid of him.
Yeah, and honestly, I'll be completely transparent here. I don't know baseball well enough to know how many guys like you're talking about are out there. Like I know in the 90s we had tons of guys that can hit 50 home runs and drive in 120 RBIs. I just don't know how many. Like Aaron Judge, yeah, okay, he can do it, but how many guys can consistently hit 50 home runs a year nowadays? I don't know. There's many.
But Bri, I don't need 50 right now. I need 30. I need 35.
Okay.
I don't need, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need.
It just sounds crazy to me that you're talking about getting this big masher, and your bar is 30 home runs. And I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm just, when I hear big masher, I'm thinking like you better be no doubt getting 40 and a chance of 50. But I guess the game has just changed.
But Bri, yes, that would be nice. But last year, I think our home run leader was Jose, and he had 28 or something of that nature. Like, we don't have a guy that hits over 30 home runs. Everybody is like 30 and under or 31 and under. Like, give me a guy that can at least reach 40 and possibly 50. Like, just give me a chance at that guy because we don't have that guy.
What did Bell have last year? Maybe Sherry can look it up or something. What did Josh Bell have last year?
She's on it right now. We'll find it.
I thought he was like supposed to be that guy from everything I heard.
Yeah, but he batted like 212. It's just like,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if there's, that guy that's going to hit 40 home runs, knock in 270 or bat 270 and knock in like 100 guy. I don't know like how many of those guys are out there in today's Major League Baseball, but I guess I have to adjust my expectations because
and I got to too.
250, maybe a masher nowadays is 250, 25 home runs and 85 RBIs. And like, to me, that sounds like just, an slightly above average player, but nowadays it might be, a great hitter. I don't know. I don't watch the statistics for baseball like I used to when I was younger, because we used to get the Plain Dealer, and they would have every Sunday they would have a rundown of all the the leaders and the major leagues for batting, and I would look that over, but I just don't do that anymore.
Ed said, "Let's raise some money at Melt for steroids for a straw," and they get one home run.
Well said. One home run, yes. Yeah, that's a Major League Baseball. Now I know Omar Vizquel wasn't a masher or anything like that, but he'd have a few, but one home run and almost halfway through the year.
I know I couldn't hit a home run. I could probably I don't know if I could leg out a double. I could at least pinch run I could do the softball, get to first base, and get a pinch runner. I could do that.
I would love to see that. That should be like a fundraiser or something we do. Like,
Softball.
you're allowed to place. Well, you're allowed to place the ball wherever you want to in the stadium. You could hit it a gapper. You could hit it down the line, and just to see you try to leg one out to second base before they throw you out. I think that would be very entertaining, at least for me.
Bro, my fat ass would trip before even first base.
A single?
I would just lay down in the chalk about 10 feet in front of first base going, can of corn, can of corn.
I'm good here. I'll stay here.
You guys go ahead. Go ahead and tag me out. I ain't moving. I'm not going to try to get in the pickle. That ain't happening. All right. So, Brian, we do have some Browns news. They are starting minicamp. But the big news that has come out, Bri, is they have selected on a logo, and here it is. That is the new Cleveland Browns dog logo. Bri, not the one that you wanted. I think I picked that one. I wish they wouldn't have shaded that whole right side, but that is the new logo for your Cleveland Browns dog, and they got it up everywhere right now, Brian. There's shirts being made and everything else. So, Brian, would you purchase a dog shirt from the Cleveland Browns?
Right now, probably not. Yeah, it's not just because it's not the one I picked, so I'm just not going to buy it. I'm not one of those people. If it looks cool, I'll buy it. So maybe down the road, I might do that. But right now, it doesn't do anything for me. I'll take the helmet, or I'll take Brownie the Elf or something before then. So, if I want a tertiary logo, I guess that's the one I got to deal with. But I don't get too upset over the fact that they picked this one, not the one that I wanted. Cool. If some people like it, hopefully the majority of people like that. And I can't remember, was it put to a vote? Is that how we got to here?
Fan vote, and there was 2 left, and then that was the one that ended up winning.
Okay. Yeah. So if most people like that one over the other one, that's cool. I'm fine with it. But yeah, as of now, I probably won't be buying it. But in a year or 2 years, if they come up with a cool looking shirt or hat, never say never.
Oh my God. The comments are just great. Between Justin and Ed, it is just pure gold in the comments right now, Brian. Good night. All right. Sherry, you're in charge of that. I can't even look at it anymore because I'm just getting distracted by those two. Brian, I kind of like the dog logo. Let's bring Sherry. Sherry, are you going to buy a dog logo shirt? You got to unmute yourself. Hold on. Let me unmute you.
She says no. I'm a lip reader.
Okay. Sorry.
No?
I wanted to keep the residual barking down to a minimum.
Oh, you're fine. No?
That poodle. He tried to pull my computer off the table. Maniac. But no, I'm not going to buy a dog logo.
That one. Casey said I need to check the logo on quality hoodies before I make up my mind.
Sure.
I understand.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you get a certain hoodie and it looks like shit, and you're not going to buy that. And
I do
check his messages. Justin, oh boy, it is.
He's like your obsessed ex.
I know, and he's trying to bribe Sherry with ice cream behind the scenes, Bri. And
I can be bribed with ice cream.
Hey, he's going to give it to her at cost, and I got to make up the difference. How the hell does that work?
We gotta hear some flavors.
I work for food.
I work for food. I think we all work for food. At least we have before. All right. Well, Bri, is there any other Browns news you want to get into? I mean, I know they got minicamp coming up, and I believe next week? They're going to the Greenbrier, or 2 weeks from now?
No, minicamp's over. I think they're off for minicamp's over. They're off for maybe 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. They go to the Greenbrier middle of July. Okay. So they start, because of the Hall of Fame game, they start training camp week early. So I think I believe that's when they're going to the Greenbrier.
All right. Well, we'll be checking in with that. Justice said
So-
strawberry, butter pecan, bourbon ball, and mint chocolate chip.
Sure. Those are the
chip.
classics right there. Other bourbon ball is something new.
July
I tried
Try that.
22nd in West Virginia. Oh,
Yep.
Bri.
Okay. There we go.
That's
Thank
going to be
you,
hot
Casey.
down there. It's going to be hot down there. All right. Before we get into Fat Boy Tuesday, Bri, let's finish off our trivia. All right. Since Sherry is back in with us, Bri. All right. I asked you at the Greenbrier, when was it first established? And who was the last president that went to the Greenbrier?
So believe it or not, I've actually been to the Greenbrier. I didn't stay there, but my aunt and uncle stayed there, so I got to.
Look at that little uppity up there.
I took a tour of it. I didn't. It didn't cost me any money.
Congratulations on all your success, Bri.
You could go there. I'm pretty sure you could go there. I guess I take that back. I don't know if anybody can get in, but
Exactly. There it is.
But yeah, I spent a couple hours there and kind of walked around. It was very cool. But yeah, it's an older place and there's a lot of history there. Like you said, I'm going way back to 1879.
That is close, Bri.
So am I within 5 years? You got to give it to me.
No.
5 years. Okay.
1778.
Holy cow!
Greenbrier was founded.
My goodness.
Sherry's raising her hand. Yes, Sherry.
I'm not allowed to use my last name to get into the Greenbrier, so
Yeah, she's,
Can we use it? Can we use it to get in the Greenbrier, please?
No.
it's a bad joke. No,
No.
you got to use a waspy
Gotcha.
name to get in.
I gotcha.
Yeah. All right. Next question was, who was the last president that was active that stayed at the Greenbrier?
Well, you got me rethinking it a little bit because I didn't know it went back that far. So, yeah, I thought maybe Trump didn't do it because of the pandemic and whatnot. So I'm going to say Obama.
Bri, it goes all the way back to Dwight D. Eisenhower. Was the
He was the last one. Really?
last active president to actually go to the Greenbrier. Now,
Okay.
26 presidents have stayed at the Greenbrier. There is a presidential campus on the Greenbrier. There also is, fun fact, a bunker underneath because during the Cold War, that is where Congress was going to go in case Cold War happened. They were going to go in a bunker underneath the Greenbrier because it is about 35 minutes away from Washington, D.C. And it's the quickest route for them to get there and assemble service again. So, and there's Ed. That's perfect. Biden was there. He just doesn't remember. That's Ed. Oh, Ed, I love it. So those were your trivia. I know it was a little hard trivia, but I mean, imagine U.S. was found 1776. We're a nation. 2 years later, Greenbrier was formed.
Sure.
Unreal.
Yeah. I didn't realize it had so much history there, to be honest.
And I believe
And now the Cleveland Browns.
Well, and I believe if I read it right, 11,000 acres it's on.
Wow.
Like, unreal. I told Hope, I'm like, because I asked her, I'm like, I got to ask trivia for Bri. Should I ask about the Greenbrier? She goes, oh, honey, yeah, go ahead and ask about the Greenbrier because it's nothing like the rest of West Virginia. And it's not.
It's a cool place. Yeah. I wonder how many golf holes they have on it.
I think they have 1, 2, 3. I know there's an Arnold Palmer course. Is it Arnold Palmer course there? And I can't remember the other one. I think there's 5 golf courses on there, but I'm not
Really? Wow.
I'm not 100% sure.
That's
so
crazy.
don't quote me. This is
I don't know.
This is Gold Hammer shooting from the hip right now. All right.
I see.
All right.
So anywhere from 1 to 10. You just settled in the middle.
What's really funny, asking for a friend, do they have massages? Yes, Ed, they have massage parlors at the Greenbrier.
Bad, Ed. Bad.
I
Go in
thought
the
it was
corner. It's very funny.
It's really funny.
It's very funny.
Yeah. It's really funny, Bri. Just laugh at it, Bri. It's okay.
It's okay, Bri.
All business this year.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be
Business, Bri.
Yeah, it's going to be all business. Hey, can you run a 3-yard out? No. I got a massage at 3:00. Can't do this right now. Can't do this. By the way, we're in West Virginia, right? Yeah, we're in West Virginia. Why? All right, just want to make sure. Mm-hmm.
He put his Instagram location on.
I don't know what that means.
Good.
Good. All right, let's get into Fat Boy Tuesday. Get out of this because this is going to go bad.
We're going to get in trouble.
And now it's time for Fat Boy Tuesday.
How do we get in so trouble? All right, so we're talking food trucks for Fat Boy Tuesday. All right, and Sherry, you came up with this, and I told you I don't know that many food trucks here in the Cleveland area.
I got a list. I got a whole list.
But I do know of Cocky's Bagels, which is one of my favorites because it's here over by me. Swenson's has a food truck, Bri.
Yes, they do.
Yep, I had that written down.
Okay. And then there was one that I always drive by that intrigues me, and it is a pink one that I think is like breakfast brunch. It's like the brunch truck or something like that. And it's pink with little stools on it. And I see it every day when I'm driving home sometimes. And I just want to, I'm kind of curious what it is, but I know there's a whole bunch of barbecue food trucks, everything else. So, Bri, can we go through your list first of what you have? And then we'll get into Sherry because Sherry put out a poll for food trucks. So, Bri?
Well, I have exactly 3, and you took one of them away. So, just ones that I've eaten at. That I guess I haven't. There've been a couple other ones I just do not remember the names, and I think maybe they're local down here in Medina. But one Medina one that I see out all the time is called Cheesy Wheezy, and it's like a grilled cheese one. Really good. And the other one you mentioned, Swenson's, another staple for Cleveland that I see out a couple times at least is Barrio, and I know it's just as good as the restaurant. I've had it. It's unbelievable. But I can't remember. I've had a couple of really good barbecue trucks, but I can't remember the names of them, to be honest. So I'm eager to listen to and make notes on what Sherry has to give us.
Let me get my pen ready.
Okay, you guys ready? This is.
All right, hold on. I have my pen.
And okay, I'm a fat guy at heart. So I went in depth because I've had some local food truck and made this list. And there's a website called Roaming Hunger. And all they do is list food trucks local to your location. So I got 21 different food trucks here for Cleveland. I've only eaten at one. But I would like to stock the other ones and maybe try something like, let me see. This one, right. Boston Chicken and Beer.
Bri, we're going to go thumbs up or thumbs down on these food trucks as she's going through them, all right?
Sure.
Let me tell you the one that I ate at first because it was good. Like, I could vouch for this one. Fire Truck Pizza Company. 2 thumbs up. It's a refurbished fire truck that they turned into a pizza oven. So they use a fire engine, and it makes pizza amazing. Very good pizza.
All right.
So that place is worth, that specific vehicle is worth stocking because their pizza is delicious.
All right, let's go next.
Okay, next. See, there's one that's kind of like health food, so I'm going to badmouth it because everybody can't say acai bowl, and it just looks like drippy fruit to me. It doesn't really do anything for me, so they could keep that food truck. Let's see. Oh, this one is one after my own heart, and these are all local to Cleveland. Sweet the Mobile Cupcakery. That's what I'm going to stock because I am a big time cupcake fanatic. If it's not a donut, it's a cupcake. So donuts are my number 1. My number 2 are cupcakes. So I'm going to, hunt them down, follow them around in the Mustang. Let's see what else. There are quite a few barbecue ones, like Big Bri mentioned.
Okay, so let's quickly just name them off.
Okay, you want me to read all these?
Like just quickly.
Give us some barbecue ones.
Okay, Jones Bones BBQ.
Okay.
Heard of that?
Familiar?
I've seen the establishment. I haven't seen the truck.
They have a truck. Also, East Coast Custard has a food truck.
Nice. Ice cream, baby.
Yes. Signature slush and cream, pasta tivo, smash time food truck. Let's see
That
what
sounds
else.
like us. That sounds like right up our alley. Smash
Yeah,
food truck.
yeah, yes. Touch supper truck. We already did chicken and beer.
Interesting.
Mana food truck, smooth rider, time traveler, spelt like time, like the seasoning.
Yeah.
Three
Uh-huh.
chicas. I'm guessing that's probably Latin food of some sort. Nelly Belly pizza truck, maybe. I don't know. But that's,
Mhm.
and of course, Fire Truck Pizza Company. Brew 02 is something else that I love, coffee. So it's like a coffee food truck. So I'm assuming, I haven't clicked on all the links just because I get distracted easily. So I didn't go in depth in my research yet. And then we got JT's Barbecue, Elisa's Ice Delights, which I'm guessing is ice cream or slushy or something like that. And then the last one is Serene Caffeine. And we could infer what they provide. Coffee. And probably coffee related snacks, like a Danish or who knows. So that's what my research has found. I'm ready to gas up the Mustang and start stocking some food trucks.
Sure.
You guys in?
Oh yeah, we're definitely in.
Absolutely.
Now
Okay.
there is a place down in, I think it's. Oh, Justin, is it West Lafayette? No, because Justin would know. I don't know if it's West Lafayette or Fresno. It's down on close to 3693. It's called Woolly Pig Brewery, and every weekend they get a different food truck in there with their brewery because they don't serve food, but they serve authentic German beer, and it is a die for. And they always have certain food trucks that come through there, and there's also a JB's barbecue down there.
I've had JB's barbecue. I'm not going to give you my opinion.
From down there, like Southern Ohio.
I don't know. I don't know if it's the same
Hold on,
outfit or not.
Have you had the hog log?
Does it look like I have?
The heck is that?
He's gonna fire me.
No,
He's gonna fire me.
So the hog log is a sausage wrapped in ground pork, deep fried, comes back out. They top it with pulled pork, then they top it with their hot barbecue sauce and coleslaw.
That
They call
sounds
it the
delicious.
hog log, which sounds delicious. Okay, Justin was seriously asking. He said, "Wait, was that the Touch Supper crotch?"
Crotch. What?
Justin, you are just
Interesting.
just getting off. So, Bri, if you had to pick a food truck, obviously you're a pizza guy. You're going to go straight to a pizza food truck, aren't you?
No, not necessarily. I probably honestly would go to a barbecue truck. Because I wish I could remember. So this was 5, 6, 7 years ago. We went to the Cleveland Brew Fest, and they had some food trucks down there, and I got some barbecue truck, and it was like mac and cheese with pulled pork and coleslaw, and so I'm looking for something like that I can't get anywhere else. I can go and get pizza pretty much anywhere. As much as I love it, I'm looking for something different.
If you go to Wade Oval Wednesdays in the summer by Case Western, they have a ton of food trucks that line up for that because they usually have, because it's free, they have free music, activities for kids, and then all the food trucks are all parked around Wade Oval. So it's a good way to try out, local to Cleveland.
Oh, that'd be nice. I got to go there.
It's fun. It's so much fun.
Just on Wednesdays, huh?
Yeah, Wade Oval Wednesdays. I think they start around 7:30, if I'm right. I gotta re-Google.
All right, re-Google, put it out on Twitter for everybody so they can go and then actually enjoy it. Like when I think food truck, Bri, I'm kind of like you. I think of like barbecue, but I also think like the obscure kind of. I almost think like carnival food. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what I think of. Like, you're going to get like the Italian sausage with the peppers on it. That's going to be like the best Italian sausage you ever had. I think of like the bear fries with the malt vinegar everywhere, just spilling out. I think I like the bag walking tacos. That's kind of what I think of too. But I know there's like some real legit, like Cocky's Bagels. Before they got a restaurant, dude, their bagel sandwiches are legit and they're really good. And I've had them. They're out here in North Olmsted on Brook Park Extension. They're amazing. It's fresh and like everything they do, and it's just bagel sandwiches. It's nothing major. Just, hey, you want a club? Put it on a bagel. But it's all fresh stuff they get from around the Cleveland area, and it's amazing. So
That sounds amazing.
oh, go ahead, Brian.
Well, if you want to finish your thought, I just thought as we're talking, I think of more, and because when I'm thinking of food trucks, I'm thinking of a meal. You know, where do you go for a meal? But there's also great dessert food trucks. My buddy had Pav's Creamery at his wedding. That was phenomenal. Getting a late night snack, sweet tooth at 10 o'clock at night or something when everybody's kind of winding down. And then when I'm down in Worcester a lot, and I've heard other people, probably 2-3 different people comment to me about this donut food truck that's down in Worcester called Lurch's Donuts. And so I had it one time, lives up to the billing. It was really good. Simple, but good.
All right, so we got to go to Worcester. Brian, you and I have got to get out together and start hitting some of these spots up for like breakfast, lunch, and dinner one day. We just got to do like a weekend and just leave the wives at home, and me and you just kind of go into a food coma and just bounce around to places.
Come on down. There's, typically I see like a lot of, at least a couple different food trucks down here in Medina. They have a handful of like craft shows or flea markets or something like that. And they usually a couple of those that you can choose from. So yeah, I think that's the best way to try new ones is just kind of look up on Google where there might be
You don't even need to use Google. Go to roaminghunger.com. Type in
Got it. Yep.
the location you're in. It will bring up every food truck within your location.
All right, writing that down.
Roaminghunger.com. It's just food trucks.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Now, we also forgot about one of the best beverage trucks that there are in the beautiful Northeast Ohio. Lily's Lemonade. Kind of
it's not a truck.
Kind of sells its sets
fighting.
It's a van slash Max.
She wants to get a horse trailer. I've been fighting this battle for the last year. She wants to buy an old horse trailer and have me fix it up. I don't know if we do enough events.
Come on.
Well, she just assumes that I can YouTube anything and figure it all out, which halfway there. But
you know what the great thing about that is, Bri, is if you get a 30 rack of bush, I'll come over, we'll get some power tools, and we'll see what happens. All right.
I still don't want to invest $5,000 into a horse trailer when I don't have horses.
Okay. Yeah, I get that now. Well, sorry. I was going to try. It was going to be a fun time for me and you.
Yeah, don't you hop on. She's got enough people encouraging her. I'm about the only one who's trying to put some cold water on that idea.
I'll call her later and let her know that it's okay to do.
She has a website now to where she can like look on for different like Ohio government auctions or something like that.
Oh boy, here you go. You can get
those
one
are fun.
Might as well just get a food truck and be done with it, Brian.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we had a bigger investment in it, if we wanted to do it full time or something, I'd think about it. But right now, it's just a side hustle.
Lily's Lemonades and meat to bread ratio sandwiches. Come at them.
We haven't done food yet, but that's not a bad idea.
All right.
It's a whole different category with the health department, though. So I
don't
know if I want to go down that avenue.
I understand that one. All right. Well, we got to do the Twitter poll first. Let's finish off the Twitter poll. So, Sherry, you had a poll out that said,
yes.
What screams to you for summer? food truck patio, or what else?
Hold on, let me bring it up.
Okay, because Brian, we're going to start doing a poll every week when it comes to either Fat Boy. I think it's Fat Boy Tuesday.
Yeah. Okay. It was, does food truck scream summer to you? And then I put yes, no, indifferent. 57% said yes. So that means yes won. 14% said no, and then 29% said indifferent. So, interesting trend.
Bri, I mean, I think of patio time when I don't think food truck. I think patios are open, outside bars are open. That's kind of what I think when I think summertime food.
Well, I think because it's easier, you're not going to see food trucks with snow tires. So I think in the summer, it's easier for all these trucks to get around to go to the different events.
That's true.
So that's why I always associated in this region food trucks with summer, because in California, they were everywhere all over the time. They were at every brewery had a food truck because they didn't serve food.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear that dog in the background?
I can.
I don't know how to get him to stop. He is very upset.
Go give him some love.
Well, he smells chicken, and I don't have it, so he's kind of losing his mind. He's all about Fat Boy Tuesday.
That's all right. There's nothing wrong with that. I got Princess downstairs that'll go nuts here in about 2 seconds if somebody walks by the window.
Okay.
Go bring him in. Don't leave him outside.
No, he's not outside. He was sitting on a chair.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Complaining. He's sitting on a chair complaining because he wants chicken that I don't have.
All right. Well,
Chippy. Yeah, Chippy. He has his own agenda.
Well, let's get into our top 3 resorts and shut down this show for tonight. All right.
I'm starving. Thank you.
Oh, Bryce starving. We got to get him out here quick. So I will go first for my top 3. My number 3 would be Pinehurst, Bri. I think that'd be a fun resort, especially with the golf and everything else. My number 2 would be a resort in Cancun, somewhere off the Mexican beach. And my number 1 is the huts that you see out in the island or in the ocean. The little tiki huts, like Bora Bora or whatever it is. That's the resort I want to go to. Daddy wants to float in the ocean. So those are my top 3 go-to resorts. Bri, what about you?
Yeah, I didn't know honestly where to go with this one, so I don't even know if they're resorts. You guys can shun me, but I was trying to think of places that I've been that I enjoyed and would go back. So I kept it local with my first one with Kalahari. Just always had a good time there. Sure, call it a resort, call it whatever you want. If it's not, I apologize. My number 2 is Opryland down in Nashville. I love it. I would go back 10 times out of 10. It's just this giant place. It's something that I've never experienced before with their indoor areas where they have all sorts of greenery growing. It's like a giant greenhouse, basically. So love Opryland. And then my number 1, I had Walt Disney World, just because the magical place. I think there's some resorts there. So there we go. Short and simple.
All right. Sherry, your top 3.
I'm more into like an urban resort that's like in a big city because I don't like the beach. So I want to go to all the museums and see all the culture and all that. So I think I'd go, I can't pronounce the one in France, in Paris, but there's one in Paris that I would like to go to. The Emirates Palace in Abu Dhabi would be really cool to go to see, like all the excess that comes along with, the Emirates.
That's right there, Bri.
And West Barcelona Resort in España. That would be amazing. I'm just a city girl and I like to stay in the city. So
sure. All right. So we're here at the end of the show. Like I said, October 22nd, we'll be live at Melt Bar and Grill in Independence for the Illegal Ham pregame show plus viewing party for City Dogs of Cleveland. Other than that, Bri, let's get out of here so you can go eat. I know you're hungry. What do you got for dinner?
There's a ton of leftovers from this weekend, so I'll dive into that. Going all the way back to Thursday. That's
All
right.
gross. Yeah, maybe. You got ribs.
No, not yet.
Get some ribs.
No,
Next
that's
Thursday.
Yeah, what am I allowed? Okay, a week. Is that good enough for
hold on,
leftovers?
hold on. Depending on what it is, what is it?
Ribs.
Just
Oh,
heat
no,
them
you're
up.
fine.
You're
You're fine.
fine. You're
Ribs
good.
and got Fran's potatoes too. My mom
Oh,
put on
yeah.
unbelievable spread last Thursday, so
Yeah, you're completely
believe it or
fine.
not,
Go eat some
stayed
ribs.
away from it.
All right.
Eat some ribs for all of us.
You got it.
All right. We want to thank Hero Kheel and City Dogs Cleveland for sponsoring our show. We want to thank our troops and first responders for everything you guys do for us. Can't thank you enough for everything you do. Bri, God bless them.
Yep. God bless you. God bless America.
Sherry, say goodnight.
Good night.
All right. I am that fat guy. We are definitely uncorked and unloaded, and we are out of here. See ya.